probably 80% of the time they will say, oh, business is slow, the economy is slow, so we have to let you go. But like the client I met this morning, they come up with, if they really want to get someone, they'll come up with excuses, something you did on the job. Like supposedly the guy this morning had someone buying cheese at Winn-Dixie, and he gave her a hard time saying under your food stamps you can't buy that kind of cheese. And supposedly the customer said, well, you told me I didn't know how to read. I need to go how to learn how to read. I'm sure the guy never said that. But the grocery store said that he said that to the customer, so they let him go. So sometimes you see some made-up instances on what they supposedly did on the job as an excuse for firing.
What are some of the current layoff practices? What are you seeing like before they get laid off and stuff like that?
There's a variety out there. I'd say probably, depending on the corporations, probably 70% of the time there's no write-up. They'll just walk up one day and say, sorry, you're fired, have a nice day, we've decided to move in a different direction. But a number of corporations do what's called a write-up, which means a disciplinary action. And that can go from a verbal warning to a written warning to a termination letter. So some companies go through stages, and in other words, they'll say, we're going to write you up, and if you do anything bad in the next 30 days, or the next 60 days, or the next 90 days, that can be grounds for termination. So sometimes employees will get written up a number of occasions before they actually get terminated, but I'd say that's maybe 25% of the time.
Are a lot of these people claim that they've been discriminated against?
A vast majority do claim they've been discriminated against. I think that's that's often the occasion. Like I had an African American client in this morning who they've gotten rid of the other 4 African American clients in the office, and she was the only one left. And I see a real problem with age discrimination. Many older employers are being let go if they're in their 60s, and they understand it's going to be very hard for them to find a job when they've been let go. So that's part of the problem, is why they're so upset they've been terminated, because they know they're not going to be able to find anything. So I would say age is the biggest complaint, and then race would probably be second after that, I would say.
So not too much male-female problems at all?
Yeah, I do run into the sex discrimination. You'll find some guys when they're in a female-dominated industry, like if a guy's a teacher at elementary school, sometimes he gets picked on because he's the only guy in the whole place. Or if you get a woman, oftentimes I'll see it at a car dealership. She's the only female salesman in the whole force, and the guys kind of gang up on her, and she's not in a little boys club. So there's definitely significant instances of the sex discrimination also.
Do you know of any effective ways to lay people off?
Well, I think what employers want to do is they do want to set someone up to fire them. That's my perspective, by writing them up for job performance. Because what happens if they fire them out of the blue and have never given them any warning, it makes the discrimination case a little better for that person, because the defense usually of the employer's job performance, in other words, saying we let you go because you weren't doing a good job, not because of any kind of discrimination. But if they've never written up or documented the fact that they're not doing a good job on the job, that makes it harder for the employer to defend it, because they've never complained about the job performance before. And maybe that person got a good review 2 or 3 months prior to that, a good job review, and all of a sudden they get fired. So they got to make a record of job performance problems to help themselves.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
You bet, thank you.